Welcome to my channel, Old Valuable Coins. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Old Valuable Coins. If you love rare coins, hidden treasures, and the stories behind them, then you are in the right place. Today's video is going to be very exciting because we will explore three fascinating half-dollar coins: the 1972 half-dollar, the 1980 D half-dollar, and the 2022 P half-dollar. Make sure you watch this video till the end, because one of these coins might be sitting in your pocket right now, and you don't even know its true value. Let's start with the 1972 half-dollar. The 1972 half-dollar coin from the United States is part of the long-running Keenedy half-dollar series, a coin that holds both historical importance and collector interest. This coin was first introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy shortly after his assassination in 1963, and by 1972 it had already gone through several important changes in composition, circulation patterns, and public perception. Understanding the 1972 half-dollar requires looking at its design, metal composition, minting process, historical background variations, value in today's market, and its place in coin collecting. By 1972, the half-dollar was no longer widely used in everyday transactions. When the Kennedy half-dollar was first released in 1964, it was struck in 90% silver and quickly became popular with the public. People began hoarding the coins, both as a tribute to Kennedy and because of the intrinsic value of silver. This hoarding caused a shortage in circulation, and the U.S. Mint responded by changing the composition. From 1965 to 1970, the coin contained 40% silver, but even those were hoarded. Starting in 1971, including the 1972 issue, the half-dollar was struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition with no silver content for general circulation coins. This marked a major turning point because the coin transitioned from being a precious metal coin to a base metal coin used more for collectors than for daily use. The obverse of the 1972 half-dollar features a left-facing portrait of President John F. Kennedy. The design was created by Gilroy Roberts, who was the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. Kennedy's portrait is detailed and dignified, showing his hair neatly styled and his expression calm and resolute. Above the portrait is the word Liberty, which curves along the rim. The motto, "In God We Trust," appears below Kennedy's chin, and the year 1972 is placed at the bottom of the coin. The design remained consistent with earlier Kennedy half-dollars, making it instantly recognizable. The reverse side of the coin features a presidential seal, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design shows a heraldic eagle with its wings spread wide. The eagle holds an olive branch in one claw, symbolizing peace, and a bundle of arrows in the other, representing readiness for war. Above the eagle's head is a cluster of stars surrounded by rays. The words United States of America curve along the top edge, while half-dollar is inscribed along the bottom. The motto, E Pluribus Unum, appears above the eagle. This reverse design is detailed and symbolic, representing the strength and unity of the nation. The 1972 half-dollar was minted at two main facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia do not have a mint mark, while those from Denver carry a D mint mark located on the obverse, just below Kennedy's neck. There were no proof coins produced in San Francisco for circulation in 1972, although proof sets were made separately for collectors. The Philadelphia Mint produced a large number of coins, as did the Denver Mint. But despite the high mintage, these coins did not circulate heavily because the public had largely stopped using half-dollars in daily transactions. The composition of the 1972 half-dollar is 75% copper and 25% nickel on the outer layers, bonded to a pure copper core. This gives the coin a total weight of 11.34 grams and diameter of 30.6 millimeters. The edge of the coin is reeded, meaning it has small grooves all the way around. This design feature was originally intended to prevent people from shaving off precious metal, but it remained even after the coin was no longer made of silver. One interesting aspect of the 1972 half-dollar is that, although it was produced in large quantities, it is often found in relatively good condition because many coins were set aside by collectors or simply not used much. This means that uncirculated examples are fairly common, although high-grade coins with exceptional quality can still command a premium. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to mint state MS-70, and the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin can be. There are also proof versions of the 1972 half dollar, which were specially made for collectors. These coins were struck using polished dies and planchets, resulting in a mirror-like finish with sharp details. Proof coins were sold in sets by the U.S. Mint and were not intended for circulation. They often have a much higher level of detail and visual appeal compared to regular circulation coins. In terms of value, most 1972 half dollars are not considered rare. Because they are made of copper nickel and were produced in large numbers, their base value is usually close to their face value of 50 cents. However, coins in uncirculated condition or with special characteristics can be worth more. For example, a coin in mint state condition might be worth a few dollars, while a high-grade coin with exceptional luster and no visible marks could be worth significantly more. Proof coins are generally more valuable than circulation coins, especially if they are in perfect condition. Collectors often look for coins with strong strikes, minimal wear, and attractive luster. Luster refers to the way light reflects off the surface of the coin, and it is an important factor in determining a coin's appeal. Coins that have been well preserved and stored properly are more likely to retain their original luster and command higher prices. Another factor that can influence the value of a 1972 half dollar is the presence of errors or varieties. Mint errors can occur during the production process and can include things like double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks. These errors can make a coin unique and potentially more valuable to collectors. While major errors are relatively rare, they are highly sought after and can significantly increase a coin's value. The historical context of the 1972 half dollar is also important. During the early 1970s, the United States was experiencing economic changes, including inflation and shifts in the use of currency. The half dollar was gradually falling out of favor as a circulating coin, partly because it was not commonly used in vending machines or everyday transactions. As a result, many people simply did not use or carry half dollars, leading to their decline in circulation. Despite this decline, the Keenedy half-dollar series remains popular among collectors. Now let's move to the 1980 D half-dollar. The 1980 D Keenedy half-dollar is part of one of the most recognizable and historically meaningful coin series in United States coinage. By the time this coin was produced, the half-dollar had already transitioned from a widely used circulating denomination into a coin that was more commonly collected, stored, or used in limited ways rather than in everyday transactions. Understanding the 1980 D half dollar requires examining its design, composition, minting background, economic context, collector appeal, and overall place in the Keenedy half dollar series. The Keenedy half dollar series began in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, who was assassinated in 1963. The coin was introduced quickly after his death and immediately became popular with the public. The first year of issue contained 90% silver, which contributed to heavy hoarding. Over time, the composition changed due to rising silver prices and economic pressures. By 1971, the coin was converted to a copper-nickel clad composition, and this remained the standard through 1980 and beyond. As a result, the 1980 D half dollar contains no silver and is made primarily for durability and cost efficiency rather than intrinsic metal value. The obverse of the 1980 D half dollar features a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy. The design was created by Gilroy Roberts, who was the chief engraver of the United States Mint. Kennedy's portrait is detailed, showing his neatly combed hair and a calm, composed expression. The word Liberty is inscribed along the top edge of the coin, curving around the portrait. The national motto, "In God We Trust," appears below Kennedy's chin, and the date 1980 is positioned at the bottom. Just to the right of Kennedy's neck, near the truncation of the bust, is the D Mint mark, indicating that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. The reverse side of the coin features a presidential seal, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design depicts a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle holds an olive branch in its right claw, symbolizing peace, and a bundle of arrows in its left claw, representing strength and readiness. Above the eagle's head is a cluster of stars surrounded by rays, symbolizing the unity of the states. The inscription, "United States of America," appears along the top edge, while half dollar is written along the bottom. The phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, is placed above the eagle. The 1980 D half dollar was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the major coin production facilities in the United States. Coins from Denver are identified by the D Mint mark. The Mint produced millions of half dollars that year, continuing the trend of high mintage numbers that have been common since the early 1970s. However, despite these large production figures, the coins did not see heavy circulation. By 1980, half dollars were rarely used in everyday commerce, and many people either saved them or ignored them altogether. As a result, a significant number of these coins remained in relatively good condition. The composition of the 1980 D half dollar consists of outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a core of pure copper. This layered structure gives the coin durability while maintaining a silver-like appearance. The total weight of the coin is 11.34 grams and has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters. The edge of the coin is reeded, featuring a series of small grooves that run around the circumference. While this feature originally served to prevent the clipping of precious metals, it has remained a standard design element even after the removal of silver from circulating coins. One important aspect of the 1980 D half dollar is its condition and how it affects value. Because many of these coins were not heavily circulated, it is possible to find examples in uncirculated or near-perfect condition. Coin grading plays a major role in determining value, with grades ranging from poor to mint state. Coins in mint state condition, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, are considered desirable among collectors. These coins exhibit strong luster, minimal contact marks, and sharp details. Luster is a key factor in evaluating a coin's quality. It refers to the way light reflects off the surface of the coin, creating a distinctive shine. Original mint luster is highly valued, and coins that have been well preserved are more likely to retain this characteristic. Over time, exposure to air, moisture, and handling can diminish a coin's luster, making proper storage essential for maintaining its condition. Although the 1980 D half dollar is not considered rare, there are certain factors that can increase its value. High-grade examples, especially those with exceptional eye appeal, can command higher prices. Additionally, coins with mint errors or unusual features may be more valuable. Mint errors can occur during the production process and include issues such as off-center strikes, double strikes, die cracks, or planchet defects. While such errors are relatively uncommon, they are highly sought after by collectors who specialize in error coins. The economic and historical context of 1980 also plays a role in understanding this coin. The United States was experiencing inflation and economic challenges during this period, and the use of coins in general was evolving. The half dollar, in particular, had lost much of its practical utility. It was not commonly accepted in vending machines, and many businesses did not regularly use or stock it. As a result, the coin became more of a novelty or collector's item rather than a functional piece of currency. Despite its limited use in commerce, the Keenedy half-dollar series continued to be produced annually. The enduring popularity of the series is largely due to its connection to President Kennedy, whose legacy continues to resonate with many people. The design of the coin has remained largely unchanged since its introduction, contributing to its iconic status. Collectors often appreciate the consistency of the design, as well as the historical significance it represents. For collectors, the 1980 D half dollar is often included as part of a complete set of Kennedy half dollars. Building a full collection can be an enjoyable and rewarding pursuit, as it involves acquiring coins from different years, mints, and compositions. While some coins in the series are rare and valuable, others, like the 1980 D, are more accessible and affordable, making them ideal for beginners. Proper care and storage are essential for preserving the condition of a coin. Coins should be stored in a cool, dry environment away from direct sunlight and humidity. Protective holders, such as coin flips, capsules, or albums, can help prevent damage from handling and environmental exposure. It is also important to handle coins carefully, preferably by their edges, to avoid leaving fingerprints or causing surface wear. In terms of market value, most 1980 D half dollars are worth their Now, let's talk about something modern, the 2022 P half dollar. The 2022 P. Kennedy half dollar is a modern United States coin that continues a long-running series first introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the P mint mark, this coin represents both a continuation of historical tribute and a reflection of how coinage has evolved in terms of composition, circulation, and collector interest over the decades. Although the half-dollar denomination once played a significant role in everyday commerce, by 2022 it had largely become a collector-focused coin, rarely seen in daily transactions, but still produced annually as part of the U.S. Mint's commitment to maintaining the denomination. The design of the 2022 P. Kennedy half dollar remains consistent with the original concept created in the 1960s. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing portrait of John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, who was the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time of the coin's introduction. Kennedy's portrait is dignified and strong, capturing his youthful leadership and charisma. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions Liberty, along the top, In God We Trust, split across the lower portion of the design, and the year 2022 positioned at the bottom. The mint mark P is also present on the obverse, located just below Kennedy's neck truncation, which distinguishes it from coins minted in Denver or San Francisco. The reverse design, created by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential seal. This intricate design features a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide, clutching an olive branch in one talon and a bundle of arrows in the other, symbolizing the nation's desire for peace but readiness for defense. Above the eagle is a ring of stars representing the states, and surrounding the entire design are the inscriptions United States of America and half dollar. The level of detail in the reverse design is notable, especially considering the coin is intended for mass production. Even in modern clad versions, the sharpness of the eagle's feathers and the clarity of the shield on its chest can be impressive, particularly in uncirculated or higher-grade examples. In terms of composition, the 2022 P. Kennedy half dollar is made from a copper-nickel clad composition. Specifically, it consists of outer layers composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This composition has been standard for circulating half dollars since 1971, when the U.S. Mint moved away from silver due to rising precious metal costs and hoarding concerns. The coin weighs approximately 11.34 grams and has a diameter of 30.61 millimeters, making it one of the larger coins still produced by the United States Mint. Its reeded edge adds both a tactile and visual element, originally intended to prevent clipping of precious metal from coins, but now primarily a traditional feature. By 2022, the half dollar was no longer widely used in everyday transactions. Most people in the United States rarely encounter half dollars in circulation, as they are not commonly distributed through banks or used in commerce. Instead, the majority of 2022 P half dollars were produced specifically for collectors. The U.S. Mint typically offers these coins in rolls, bags, and mint sets, allowing collectors to obtain uncirculated examples directly. Because of this limited circulation, many 2022 P half dollars remain in excellent condition, often graded as mint state by professional grading services. The mintage figures of the 2022 P. Kennedy half dollar are relatively modest compared to coins intended for widespread circulation, but they are still produced in large enough quantities to meet collector demand. While exact numbers can vary, the overall production is generally lower than earlier decades when half dollars were still used in commerce. This lower mintage, combined with the coin's limited circulation, contributes to its appeal among collectors, especially those who focus on assembling complete date and mint mark sets of Kennedy half dollars. From a collector perspective, the value of a 2022 P. Kennedy half dollar is typically close to its face value, unless it is an exceptionally high grade or possesses some form of error or unique characteristic. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by professional services can command a premium due to their superior condition and rarity at those levels. Collectors often look for coins with strong luster, minimal contact marks, and sharp details, as these qualities significantly enhance desirability. Additionally, coins with unusual minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet defects, can be worth considerably more than standard examples. The Keenedy half-dollar series as a whole holds a special place in American numismatics. It was introduced during a time of national mourning and quickly became a symbol of remembrance and respect for President Kennedy. The initial 1964 issues were struck in 90% silver and were heavily hoarded by the public, leading to a rapid decline in their availability in circulation. Over the years, the composition changed, first to a 40% silver clad from 1965 to 1970, and then to the current copper-nickel clad starting in 1971. Despite these changes, the design has remained largely unchanged, which speaks to its enduring significance and popularity. In modern times, the 2022 P. Keenedy half-dollar represents continuity rather than change. It does not introduce new design elements or major innovations, but maintains a tradition of honoring Kennedy while providing collectors with an opportunity to keep their collections up to date. For many collectors, obtaining each year's issue is part of the enjoyment of the hobby, and the 2022 P-Coin fits neatly into this ongoing pursuit. Another interesting aspect of the 2022 P. Keenedy half-dollar is its role in mint sets and special collector products. The U.S. Mint often includes these coins in annual uncirculated sets, which feature coins from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. These sets are popular among collectors because they offer coins in pristine condition, often with better quality control than coins released for general distribution. As a result, many 2022 P half-dollars found in collections come from these sets rather than from circulation. The coin's large size and distinctive design also make it appealing to new collectors. Compared to smaller denominations like pennies or dimes, the half-dollar provides a larger canvas for appreciating the artistry of the design. The portrait of Kennedy and the detailed reverse are easier to examine without magnification. Before you go, I want you to do something. Check your pockets, your drawers, your old coin collections. You might already have one of these coins without realizing its worth. If you enjoyed this video, like the video, share it with your friend. And don't forget to subscribe to Old Valuable Coins, because on this channel, we discover hidden treasures every single day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.